Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I get to share with you, well first I'm going to show you the contents of the C&CT stamp card kit for August 2019. This month's kit's called Party Like a Panda, and you get 4 sheets of cardstock. You get white, doll pink, black, and then you get a peacock teal here. Beautiful colors. And then this is the Party Like a Panda 6x8 stamp set. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Today we're going to be making 5 cards using this kit. And I just love pandas. I think they're so cute, and especially when they're birthday themed, I think they make a great combination because we all could use some birthday cards. Super cute sentiments in here too, including, sorry I missed your birthday sentiments. Those are always nice. This month's kit comes with 12 Doodlebug 6x6 pattern papers, and the nice thing about these is they're double-sided. The reverse side of these, on the front you have some bright vibrant colors, cupcakes, stripes, balloons, but on the reverse side is nice because you have some dual tone pattern papers, which is great. So you get 12 sheets of those. Now this month you also get some double-sided adhesive. This is from Stick It. It's like a half sheet size, or I'm not sure if this is the full size or not, but you get a big, pretty good size sheet of that. You get a wafer thin die. This one is so cute. It's called the Picture Book Panda, and against an A2 size panel, it is the perfect size. So cute. Just love this little guy. And then to go with the little Party Like a Panda picture book guy, you get some flock transfer sheets from Thermoweb, I believe, or Decofoil. Not Thermoweb, Decofoil. But they're white and black, 2 packages, and they're fuzzy sheets, and they're so easy to die cut. As well, this month's kit comes with 2 envelopes, doll pink and white, and then you also get a Spectrum Noir shimmer pen. This is a clear overlay shimmer pen, sparkle pen, so pretty. So that's everything. We're going to make 5 cards, so we're going to jump in and get started with card number 1. I'm using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm going to stamp the panda image. This little guy is so cute. He's actually on his belly. Kind of hard to tell on camera, but when you look up close, he's literally on his tummy, which is so cute. I stamped 2 of the party hats, and then I'm going to take the round and the oval balloon and stamp them one more time, so we have 2 each of those. Now once they're stamped, I'm going to stamp them on some of the pattern paper in this month's kit. Just the balloons though. So the oval one we're going to stamp on the green here, and we're also going to stamp it on the red. And I'm using my same ink for that. I thought instead of coloring in the balloons, we'll just paper piece with the pattern paper. The scale of the print on here is perfect size for the balloons, so that's what we're going to do with these. We're going to take the heart balloon, stamp it on the diagonal striped yellow and white paper, and then the little star we're going to stamp on the orange pattern paper here. Okay, now we're just going to color in both party hats, and the panda you don't have to do too much coloring to, but I chose some colors that match the pattern papers pretty well, or pretty closely, and this hat I'm coloring in with my blues and my teals, and then the second hat here we're going to color in with some reds and oranges. I thought and then I did color in his little bow on the panda with my reds too. So cute. And I rosied up his cheeks with my pink. And basically that's all you have to do. If you wanted to do a little bit of shading with your C1 markers, I think that would be great too. Okay, now I'm going to take my scissors and fussy cut each one of my balloons. I'm going to fussy cut to the line, and I'm going to do one and show you what I'm going to do after that. Just using my scissors, cutting around the line. Once this is cut, I'll take my black marker and just clean up my edges, and just so they're black and finished. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue on my stamped image panel. Go ahead and adhere down my paper piece balloon, and then I'll fussy cut everything out. And eventually, I'm sure the Simon Shop will come out with coordinating dies for their card kits, which would be great if you like dies, but I don't mind fussy cutting. Okay, I'm putting foam squares behind each one of my images. We're going to add a little bit of dimension to them. And then I'm going to take a stitched rectangle die and cut out 2 panels, one with black cardstock and then one with the white. We'll just die cut those out. Now the black I'm going to keep regular rectangle, but the white I'm going to bring in a polka dot border die. This one here is from Paper Smooches. It's going to cut out 3 rows of polka dots, and I'm going to do that towards the bottom of this panel. And this is basically what it looks like. I'm going to add dimension to the panel by adding foam tape behind it, and then I'm going to layer this panel on my black cardstock. So I have some black polka dots peeking through my panel. Now hindsight, I should have, before I popped this up, I think I should have stamped my sentiment first, but it worked out pretty good. I got lucky again. I just went ahead and adhered that to an A2 size card base. And then now we're going to stamp the sentiment. This says Party Time. I'm inking it up with my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And then we're going to stamp this in the upper right corner here. And like I said, I got lucky, because sometimes when I stamp after I have my foam tape adhered, it's not a very great impression, but we did good. Okay, now we get to arrange our little elements on our card base. I wanted all the balloons to be hanging right above my little panda. So we're going to kind of put them in a little bit of a cluster, kind of doing a little bit of tucking. And then I did add the red and orange hat to the top of my panda. And then I put one hat off to the side too. I thought he was so cute. I filled in my little balloon shadows with my white gel pen, and then I did take the little star stamp. I kind of skipped that step and stamped the little stars a few times with black ink. But that finishes off card 1. Okay, card number 2. We are going to create a little panda with this flock transfer sheet. This stuff is very, very easy to die cut. It's on the thinner side, but it's not fluffy, velvety. That's what I should say. I went ahead and created my little panda just by doing a little paper piecing. And after we have him done, I'm going to create some stars. So this here is a cluster of stars. All the extra products that I used today, if I can find them, I'll link them down below. But I created some green, some orange, and red stars here. Now we're going to stamp our sentiment here on our panel. I chose for this card just Happy Birthday. I love the big huge font on this. And it's bold, and I loved the black with the black panda, so I thought it looked really nice. We're going to add some foam adhesive behind our little panda here, and I'm going to tilt him a little bit, place him right next to the Happy Birthday. I thought we'd better adhere this to our card base first. All my card bases today I used white cardstock, but if you want to use the colored cardstock in the kit, you could. I guess I'm just partial to the white. This is going to go in the center of our A2 size card base. And then we're going to add our panda. And then I popped up each one of my stars and added them around my panda. And then you can see there that I also stamped one more of the party hats, and I colored that in with some teals and oranges. Kind of went with the stars there. I had a few leftover solid stars, so I thought we'd add them on the inside of our card base. And then I'm going to bring in some iridescent stars from Studio Katia and add a little sparkle to our background. If you get fuzzies, some of the black fuzzies like to transfer into the white fuzzy area. I just used a piece of tape to pick that up. But there's my little iridescent stars for some sparkle. And for all the cards today, I didn't use my sparkle pen until after the video was done. I forgot I had it, but in the pictures you can see the sparkle. But I actually didn't show me adding sparkle to all of them. But I used my Spectrum Noir clear overlay sparkle pen for everything. Okay, for card number 3, this little guy's so cute. He's making some noise with his little party horn. I stamped him, and then I'm going to have him holding the little heart balloon. So we'll stamp that as well on white cardstock. The cardstock that I'm using is Neenah 80 pound. I think the Neenah 80 pound works great with Copic markers, and it's so easy to fussy cut out. But I'll just color in my little image, and then using my scissors I'll fussy cut him out. The teal blue cardstock, I put the measurements on there to show you guys what size it is. And then the yellow cardstock is the pattern paper there. I'm going to end up fishtailing that end here using my scissors. So it ends up being like a 5-inch strip. Lovely. And then we're going to go ahead and emboss our blue cardstock here. I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. Any kind of embossing folder that you have would work, I think, great. This one I just had in my stash, and I thought a little texture on a solid piece would work great for this card. Okay, now I have my little white decorative rectangle there. That is actually the Elegant Rectangle Stacks from MFT. It's a 3-inch, just about a 3-inch wide panel, and that's where we're going to stamp our sentiment. When I stamped this guy, he has 2 little stars that stamp with him, but I cut them out when I fussy cut him, and so I'm going to restamp him on this panel along with the sentiment using the same ink. This sentiment will say, "Party like a panda because birthdays only happen once a year." I thought that was so cute. Just lining it up, making sure it's straight, and then we'll go ahead, ink our images up, stamp. Lovely. And then we have those 2 little starbursts, which is nice. And then I thought, while we're at it, let's do a little more stamping. There's a little heart in the stamp set. I'm going to stamp that right below the sentiment. And then next to the heart, we're going to stamp one more of those little starburst. There's a big one and a little one. And then there's also some little lines that looks like our little panda's having a lot of fun, so I stamped those. And then I'm going to go ahead and color in my little heart with a couple of pink Copic markers. And then we'll stamp, there's that big starburst, and then there's a little one too. We'll stamp that a couple times. And then while I was looking at the stamp set, there's some little confetti pieces too, and they coordinate really well with the confetti pieces on this image. So I stamped one set of those, and I just colored them in with the same colors I used to color in my panda there. So our panel is ready to go. I am going to add foam squares behind my panda eventually, but in the meantime I have that strip of candles there. I'm going to line up my banner, add my strip of candles, and basically that's what my layout's going to look like, only I did add foam tape behind all of those, so that is all lifted up for a little dimension. Now we're going to pop up our panda here, and he's going to go directly over our black and white image. And the balloon's hanging over just a bit, so I want to add one more foam square behind there so everything is nice and balanced. Lovely. Now I wanted to add some sparkle, so I'm bringing in my glitter drops, and I am going to add a little bit of shading with my C1 Copic marker, and then I'm going to use my clear blender pen and just blend out those harsh edges, just so he's a little bit grounded and not floating since he is sitting down there. Here's my little sparkle. We'll go over the heart, the confetti, and then I'm also going to kind of trace my little heart balloon and give that a little bit of iridescent sparkle along with a little party hat. And then that finishes off that card. So cute. Okay, now we're moving along to card number 4. I already colored in my image. Actually, all of my images. I did one of the presents, one of the party hats. You didn't have to do the party hat, but I like the stripes on this party hat, and it fit perfectly over his solid party hat. So I just popped it up and placed it on my little stamped image. Now for this card, we're going to use the cute little I love the oh my gosh. I say that a lot. It's oh my gosh. So I'm going to stamp that, and then let's see. Then the rest of the sentiment says, did I seriously forget your birthday? Question mark. I thought that was so cute. So I stamped the did I seriously forget your birthday with oxide ink. I love the orange marmalade maybe. And then my green, I used twisted citron, I believe. Let's see. Yes, it was. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place because I'm moved my computer to a different area. But anyway, green ink, twisted citron, orange ink is ripe persimmon. There we go. Now the strips of pattern paper I'm using is the green checkered, and I thought it'd be fun to place some kind of wonky over the circle here. And I put this directly on my card base. The circle I popped up with foam adhesive. We're going to add our orange piece. We needed to add a little thin strip of foam tape just so everything's nice and balanced. And then we're going to add the pink diagonal stripe paper. And these colors are basically the same colors I used for the deflated balloon on my little panda image. And he's so sweet. He's crying. You can actually see the little tears. This guy, he just broke my heart. But I added him on top of the circle there, and we're going to add the present, kind of tucking him under that deflated balloon. And I thought we'd add a little bit of sparkle by bringing in some of the Studio Katya's iridescent stars. We'll just glue those down, and then I am going to bring in my glossy accents and add those to our little panda's tears. And then I did add sparkle to all my presents and the little party hat. That finishes off that card. Oh, I did take my white gel pen. I did add a little bit of highlight to the presents and to the party hat with my white gel pen. Although after I did that and then add the sparkle pen, you couldn't tell that I added the white highlights. So you could probably skip this step. But that finishes off card number 4. Love the bright colors of this card. Okay, now for my final card today. We have some panels here. I have this little white one. I'm going to adhere to my black panel. Originally I was just going to mat it, but I thought, we'll go a little wonky. So I placed my panel on top there, and then I did cut out a 4" by 5 1/4 panel with the polka dot pattern paper. We're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. We're going to just stamp the word birthday. Stamp that in the very bottom. And originally I was going to put "It's your birthday" because there's a little stamp in the stamp set that says "It's yours," but it had to have stuck to something on my craft desk because I kept looking for it and I couldn't find it. And it might have stuck to one of my oxide ink containers, but I just don't know what happened to it. I'll find it eventually. Okay, stamp that. I stamped the word birthday. And you can see I colored in the panda that's holding the cute little cake, and then 2 of the presents. And then in the stamp set there's a cluster of 3 stars. I stamped that right above the presents. Now when I did this, I messed up with my stamping. One of the little stars is a mess, and so I thought we got to fix this. In my little tag I put a 4 and a U using my black gel pen. Now, this is my way to fix it. I'm going to take in a piece of black cardstock. We're going to stamp the word "Happy Birthday." I'm using my watermark ink. I'm going to stamp that on there, and then we're going to go over it with white embossing powder, and then I'll go ahead and melt the embossing powder, and then I'll block it off. Again, if you wanted to put "it's your," you could probably do the same thing. I just couldn't find mine. Now what I'm going to do is, I did add a piece of foam tape behind the happy birthday, placed it right above the day, and then I stacked my presents on top of that. This way I covered up my star cluster. Quick fix on that one. Okay, I went ahead and added some sparkle using my Nuvo glitter drops in White Blizzard. We're going to add them to the candles, to the polka dots on the presents, and then the stripes on the presents. And then for this one, I'm adding some white detail to the sprinkles on the cake. And I did go over these colored in images with my sparkle pen after I was done with the video, but that finishes off that card. I went ahead and adhered my panel to an A2 size card base. But that finishes off card number 5, guys. Mistake and all. So here's 5 cards that I made with the Simon Says Stamp August 2019 card kit, called Party Like a Panda. Cute little images in here. Nice stash builder for future birthday cards. But I thank you so much for joining me. I wish you a fantastic day. And if you want to see still shots, guys, you can go over and visit my blog. There's still shots over there, and I'll leave the link down below. Have a great day, guys. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.